Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A man has died following a serious single vehicle crash near Dirrell last night. Reports suggest the man's vehicle rolled on the Bruce Highway around 5 o'clock. Paramedics were called to the scene a short time later and a rescue helicopter was tasked to the incident, reportedly leaving only 15 minutes after arriving on the scene, while motorists experienced delays with the road closed for a number of hours. In other news, the AMA has met with the Queensland Government as it tries to determine how free flu jabs will be offered to everyone over 6 months of age. While it's welcomed the announcement ahead of what it believes will be a deadly flu season, Dr Maria Bolton from AMA Queensland is asking Far North locals to be patient and to book online where possible. To some local sports news now, and now Northern Pride will travel down to Tully to take on the South Logan Magpies for round 10 in the Host Plus Cup. The last time the two sides clashed, our boys left the field victorious, and they're hoping to do that again this weekend. The match will be held at the Tully Showgrounds this Saturday, starting at 8 p.m. To today's weather forecast now, partly cloudy conditions are expected in Cairns, reaching a top of 28 degrees, and Eastoe is heading for a high of 27 degrees. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A man was flown to hospital after a workplace incident in Home Hill yesterday afternoon. He sustained significant leg injuries before 3:20 before being taken to Air Hospital. A rescue helicopter was tasked to transfer him to Townsville. The man, aged in his 60s, was in a stable condition. In other news, Hinchinbrook Shire Council said it's been left to undertake repairs to a public toilet block in Lucinda after it was defaced and damaged over the weekend. The vandalism to the facility in Burlo Park is believed to have happened late Friday or early Saturday and is expected to cost around $5,000 to repair. Mayor Raymond Jayo says it's disappointing behaviour and it damages our region's reputation in the eyes of tourists. He's asking for anyone with information to report it to police. To some QRL news now, and round 10 will see our Townsville Blackhawks host the Mackay Cutters at Jack Manske Oval. Our boys are currently sitting in 7th place on the ladder and hoping to climb a place up the ladder after next weekend. The last time our sides met, our Blackhawks defeated the Cutters 28-10. All the action will take place from 4 p.m. next Saturday. To today's weather forecast now, 27 degrees in Townsville and partly cloudy for air. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A person was rushed to hospital yesterday afternoon after they were reportedly bitten by a snake in Sippy Downs. Paramedics rushed to their aid at a private property around 4:20. They were in a stable condition when transported to Sunshine Coast University Hospital. In other news, AMA Queensland has welcomed the news all Sunshine Coast locals can get the flu jab for free this year, believing it will help reduce pressure on what it's called our fragile health system. But they're also calling for patience after clinics found out about the vaccination program through the media. Dr Maria Bolton says the AMA has met with the government to figure out how the program will work, but supply at GP clinics shouldn't be an issue. To some local QRL news now, and round 10 will see our Sunshine Coast Falcons travel south to play North Devils next weekend. Our boys are currently sitting second on the ladder and will be hoping to climb to first place following the match. The last time our two sides met, our Falcons were defeated by the Devils 34-22 points. Taking a look at today's weather forecast across the region now, showers throughout the day in Noosa, and similar conditions are also forecast for Caloundra, reaching a high of 22 degrees. That's all your local news, sport and weather for now. I'll see you again soon with more. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A female in her late teens was rushed to hospital following a single vehicle crash in Toowoomba early this morning. The incident occurred on the Tamby roads shortly after 3:30. Paramedics transported the teen to Capricorn Coast Hospital in a stable condition. In other news, Livingstone's mayor has labelled a campaign by Rockhampton Council to poach the suburbs of Glenlee, Glendale and Rockyview as a farce. Andy Island claims if they were to swap over, rates will rise for the rest of Livingstone, and a survey to determine whether they should change wouldn't be fair because of Rockhampton's larger population. He says just because people in those suburbs use facilities in Rockhampton doesn't mean they need to be part of the council zone. And Rockhampton athletes hoping to earn a place at the Brisbane Olympic or Paralympic Games can take their first steps this weekend when the U for 2032 Talent Identification Program arrives in town. From Friday through to Saturday, the team will host 7 sessions to scout any future sporting stars. It's open to anyone aged 13 to 23 and registrations can be made through the U for 2032 page on the Queensland Government website. That's all your local news for now. I'll see you again next hour with more updates. Good morning, I'm Victoria Eastoe with your local news update. A Queensland Industrial Relations Commission has ruled a Bundaberg hospital nurse who administered medication to a patient and then failed to document it could have caused serious or fatal consequences. A nurse allegedly gave a patient a double dose of an antipsychotic drug in June 2020. State Health Minister Yvette Darth says the nurse is no longer able to administer medications. In other news, the Queensland Government has come under fire over its free flu vaccine plan. Wide Bay locals can now receive a flu jab without having to pay at doctor surgeries and pharmacies. But those in the medical field say they found out about the program through patients calling up to get the jab. Fraser Coast doctor Nick Jim tells 7 people should book the jab online if possible so that unwell patients needing urgent care can get through on the phone. And around 200 homes across the Agnes Water, Baffle Creek and Deepwater regions were without power this morning. Ergon Energy says the loss of supply was due to damage requiring emergency repairs. Taking a look at today's weather forecast now, a shower or 2 in Bundaberg, showers in Hervey Bay, similar conditions and a top of 23 in Maryborough, and Gympie is heading for a high of 22 degrees. That's all for now.